February 7th, 2010, there was a horrific explosion at the Middletown power plant. 5 people died that day, others were hospitalized, and all were traumatized. The explosion has left many with questions regarding the legal ramifications of this tragedy. In an effort to provide answers to those affected, I've asked Hartford attorney Vincent Trantolo of the firm of Trantolo and Trantolo to join me. Vincent, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us today, Cindy. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Vincent, I have a list of questions in front of me relevant to the Middletown power plant explosion. I'd like to go through them one at a time and have you give us your insights. Can we do that?
Certainly.
Well, let me start with the first one. I am petrified. I am out of work. I don't have the money to pay for all of my hospital bills. Who will take care of this?
Well, Cindy, the first thing anyone should do who was injured in this blast is file a workers' compensation claim. Workers' compensation claim is an insurance that pays for medical bills, reasonable medical bills, and 2/3 of your average weekly wage up to a specific amount, a stated amount at the high end of over $1,100. So, for example, if you're injured and you're treating, the Workers' Compensation Commission would receive a claim from the individual, put the insurance company on notice, and then the insurance company is required under the law to start paying for these medical bills.
Okay, let me ask you the next one. This has been unbelievable. I just want this experience to get behind me. How long will this process take?
Well, Cindy, as you know, this was a terrible accident. In fact, I believe yesterday Senator Dodd was on the site. There are going to be criminal and civil investigations by state and federal authorities. Now, usually in these situations with an explosion like this and the kind of damage that was done, there's going to be no rush to judgment. They're going to take probably a year or more. Usually in these circumstances, it takes at least a year to get the final report out.
Let me ask you another question, Vincent. If someone were to talk with you, how would you get paid for your services?
Well, in the situation of a personal injury, such as what is involved in this explosion, personal injury attorneys receive a contingency fee. They do not get paid by the hour. They only get paid if and when the client receives any compensation.
Okay, so a client would not be billed every time they call you, which is what we usually expect from an attorney.
That's absolutely correct. There is no monthly billing, daily billing, or billing by the minute. It's all at the end of the outcome.
Which makes legal services available to everyone without being cost prohibitive. Let me ask you question number 4. I'm broke. I don't have insurance. Can you help me?
Well, under those situations, the first thing you should always do is file a workers' compensation claim. As I've already stated, it also pays for 2/3 of your average weekly wage while you're out of work. So long as you're out of work and you have a doctor's note saying that, your compensation should pay you your average weekly wage. So that keeps the wages coming in, and they're also obligated to pay the medical bills, so you shouldn't be receiving any notices from your medical providers.
And that's very important because receiving medical bills can truly be anxiety producing. You said that someone should file a workers' compensation claim. Now, how do they do that? Is that something where they go to their employer and ask for paperwork, or how do they file it?
Well, there are forms that you can fill out with the Workers' Compensation Commissions in the state of Connecticut. And once you fill out these forms, it's basically a notice of claim that is received by the Compensation Commission, and that basically sets the time for which that claim was made. The commission now begins to handle it. They contact the insurance company, and they start processing all the medical bills through the Compensation Commission. It's basically a commission set up to help the employee.
Is it an advantage for the employee to talk with a workers' compensation attorney prior to filing that?
Well, there are going to be a number of issues that are involved in this case. And yes, it is advisable to seek out an attorney who does workers' compensation, at least for some advice as to where you should file. When is easy, immediately. There's no harm in filing it now. Once it gets on the record, you're protected. So the most important thing to do is to get that notice out there to the commission. The other thing is, many times when your employer's compensation insurance company pays the bill, they are in fact accepting the claim that you've made. But it always is the wisest thing to do to make sure that you file your claim with the commission and with your company.
Vincent, if someone wants to call you, as you said, you offer free consultations, correct?
Yes.
So if someone wants to call you, how can they reach you?
They can reach us at 1-888-TRANTOLO, or they can reach us on the web at www.trantololaw.com.
Vincent, thank you so much for your time today.
Cindy, thank you for being with us.
You're welcome. This is Cindy Speaker reporting for State Law TV.